So welcome to Boxing Media Hub, and you are with Joel and Ender once again. We are here
once again with the Renegade Master.
Something like that. Night 2 of the Boxing Media Hub Awards, and we are going for Coach of the Year. Yes, people,
Yeah.
Coach of the Year, Coach Trainer.
And the nominations are Easy Boss, National Express.
Is it sponsored by Falcon Contracting, Price Global Solutions, and boxbets.co.uk, the home of boxing betting. Gamble responsibly, 18 plus. Yeah, we're here again, Ender. Good show last night. Check it out, people, if you haven't seen it. That was a great one last night. But here we are, Coach of the Year. Now, there's been there's always a mixed bag with this one, isn't there? With Coach of the Year, people have their favourite coaches. Some people just Chris has already started. He's put Derek Chisora as coach. It follows on from yesterday. The likes of Joe Gallagher has always been high up on the list. Mark Tibbs.
Joe Gallagher did brilliantly, of course, with a friend of the channel, Natasha Jonas.
Yeah. Mark Tibbs.
Mark Tibbs, always wonderful human being and coach out there in Essex.
One of Ender's, Shane McGuigan.
Absolutely. Shane really pulling up stools or pulling up trees. And I mean, Joe Parker's performance last week was, I don't think Shane would. I know he won with Chris Billam-Smith. However, I don't think that would be enough to put him into top contention. It would get nominated, but it wouldn't really be in the mix. Whereas I think that Joseph Parker performance against Wilder really puts Shane McGuigan with a big shout.
Yeah. That wasn't was that McGuigan?
Yeah. No, Andy Lee. Fuck, sorry. No, not Shane McGuigan, Andy Lee. Scratch. Freeze frame.
That doesn't matter. We know where we're at.
Hey, Andy Lee now.
Shane McGuigan. Andy Lee.
Andy Lee, yeah. I mean, Jesus, Andy Lee.
To be fair, we cross over because there's so many.
Yeah, they're both Irish, and they're both Irish /English / But anyway, no, Shane McGuigan would be a nomination. He won't be a winner. Whereas Andy Lee has every chance of winning. He works with Tyson Fury, and even worked with the other Fury, the cousin who does the celebrity boxing,
Tommy,
or the half brother, Tommy. Yeah. So
Chris is just putting it straight out there. I think we just got tangled.
Chris, you should know me by now. I was going on for about half an hour about one person and referencing a completely different person. I mean, I do it the whole time. I mix up Lawrence Coley and I mix up him with Richard Riakbar. I mix up Chris Billam-Smith with freaking somebody else, and now I've mixed up Shane McGuigan and Andy Lee.
Thank you very much.
Now,
happy Christmas to you as well, mate.
It's not happy belated Christmas. It's belated Christmas greetings, because the greetings are belated. Christmas isn't belated.
Do you know what? Happy Christmas.
That's just a bugbear of mine. It's one of those things,
And Derek James.
I mean, he's the smoking gun in all of this. He's the smoking gun. Boom, boom.
Abel Sanchez.
Do not open carry weapons in Europe, including the United Kingdom, you fucking idiot.
Brian McIntyre, obviously a big name. Robert Garcia, and I was going to end with Andy Lee, but we've already got there. Who cares? Christmas was 24th and 25th December.
It's fucking done. It's done.
It's done.
But tonight.
Happy New Year. That's what we'll say. Happy New Year. So a few of the names that have been kind of selected over time anyway, haven't they? I know Joe Gallagher's been up for it. Mark Tibbs in recent years been well in there. Shane McGuigan is well in there now.
To temper Mark Tibbs, I think Mark Tibbs is a great stable and he's doing great things, but I don't think he's quite, he's a good nomination, but
I think he's consistent.
But I mean, like, I think in a few years' time we're going to see a few of his boxers winning titles. I mean,
yeah, he's got an amazing stable there.
He's got a really good stable there of young people, and I think I'm nearly glad Ebony Bridges has gone out of there because I really think she was stinking the place out of it.
Yeah, and what about Virgil Hunter? Yeah, another great trainer.
Well, that's the point. That's why you're in the chat.
That's why we need you guys. That's why we need you.
Oi, you fucking idiots. You forgot this. Because remember, we're not experts. We never
I'm gonna chuck my nomination out there. I know it's not gonna please everyone. But I'm gonna do it anyway.
Come on.
Ben Davison for me. But it's only also based on the fighters this year. Isaac Lowe, 2 fights, 2 wins. Lee Wood, although he had his loss against Lara, the rematch was incredible. And then to go and beat Warrington as well.
Yeah. With that lucky punch, that was about 7 lucky punches.
That lucky 6-punch combo.
Yeah. As I said to Lee Lee on Twitter, I was like, it's amazing. The harder people work, the luckier they get.
That's the way it is.
And then someone
Shabazz Masood, who won his 1 fight this year and won the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight, still undefeated. Pat McCormack, 2 fights, 2 wins. And obviously he's now taken on AJ, which was the win against Wallin, which kind of produced AJ's probably his best performance in recent times. Wouldn't you say, Enda? To be honest,
I would say that. Having said that, and I always qualified it, Wallin was put there to make Joshua look good,
but he still had to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's faint praise. Whereas Andy Lee was
hilarious.
Just now, I'm going to fight. I'm going to represent Andy Lee here, and not Shane McGuigan, but this time it's Andy Lee, and it's Andy Lee's achievements, which I did mention for Shane McGuigan. But ultimately, the one that I think is giving him a very good shout for this year is Joseph Parker's excellent performance against Wilder. Everything he did was punch perfect. His defense, because people were saying, "Oh, if Wilder had been able to hit him," but that's the whole point. Andy Lee had set up his defense so well. I mean, it was a joy to watch, because Joseph Parker is one of these kind of good guys of boxing that you like to see do well, but you don't expect that much of him.
Well, like we said before,
on that. But
Joseph Parker had.
Let me finish about Andy Lee. So
this was joining into you, Andy Lee.
Yeah, come on.
I was going to say Parker, when he obviously fought Massey in January, Opelu in May, and Simon Keane. Each performance has got better over the course of the year, because Andy Lee's had that opportunity to work with Joseph Parker, get what he wants into Joe. And to be fair, going into that Wilder fight, Joe was still the underdog. And
very much the underdog.
Fair, incredible performance, because he stuck to the game plan. Andy Lee was impressed every time Joe came back to that corner. Keep this. Do what you're doing. Stay away from that right hand. They stuck to the game plan, and it worked. And hats off to both of them, because it was an incredible performance. So sorry, just sort of your sort of comments on Andy Lee, just sort of solidifying as well what he's done with Joe throughout the year. He's just been incredible, to be fair. But I think both guys have had good years in regards to coaching, haven't they? They're 2 guys that have really been.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, and there's a nomination there, and I definitely think, I mean, internationally, he's very much in a shout. A very big shout of winning, Bomac, absolutely. But the difference between Bomac and you did say Crawford's performance against Spence, but I would telling anyone that listen, Crawford was going to stop Spence. I won a shitload of money on that fight, and I didn't back a whole lot of money. I bet less than €10, and I won 70. You know what I mean? Because I knew he'd stop him and all of that. But and Eubank destroying Smith, like I said last night, it was much to do with Smith being just generally fat, overweight, and bad ankles. Like Eubank didn't do anything spectacular. It was Smith that was spectacularly poor.
Just did the job, didn't he? He did what was in front of him.
Over. Crawford deserves his flowers for beating Spence, but Spence wasn't the fight that was built up to be. You know, people who drank the Kool-Aid, you know, right? Rhys Spence. I mean, Crawford, wonderful. Performance of the year, I will give Spence, but he's not the fighter of the year. That's Inoue. And it wasn't the fight of the year. That's Deremchenko Munguia. So, you know, oh, sorry, I've spoiler alert for the other ones. But like, you know, and I discussed this with Scottish Adam, and the only thing, and it's perfect, the one thing we'll give Crawford is performance of the year. That was a class A performance from
quality.
Crawford.
He didn't put a foot wrong. He didn't put a foot wrong.
Spence looked shit, and Crawford made him look shit, because Spence would make any other fighter on that division, he would give them a run for their money, but he couldn't stay with Crawford. Yeah. What I want to see next against Crawford is a young Antipodean, you know, of Russian descent.
Aren't we only getting? We are getting the Spence Junior rematch, though, aren't we?
Oh yeah, but he's going to beat him again. It's like when Kambosos fought Haney again. Nobody gave a shit, but it was going to be the same result. But that was just going through the motions. But like, I really want to see Costa Tszyu versus Crawford. I think that's going to be very, very good. You know, Canelo Crawford might make lots of money, but Canelo's really in the twilight of his career. Whereas,
do you mean Tim?
Who did I say?
Costa.
Yeah, no, don't fight Costa Tszyu. He's too old.
Don't fight Costa. Even though Costa would have been amazing. That would have been a great fight as well.
Oh, actually, there's a fucking fantasy fight. Prime Costa Tszyu versus Crawford.
We'll have that. That's ours.
We'll have it. But anyway, back to the sun.
Anyway, back to the coaches.
I'm looking forward to Tim Tszyu versus Crawford next year. I mean, I know people say Boots, but I just think Boots isn't quite there yet. And I think Tszyu has a bit more bite. And I love Costa Tszyu. And I know we've huge Australian fans here, but we love the boxing in Australia anyway, because I mean, we had that Irish kid, and we've Jay Opataya. I mean, they're just giving us great fights. I mean, Kambosos, okay, stank the place out of it. But as I was telling anyone that would listen, Devin Haney, who's up for Fighter of the Year, Devin Haney, you know, he's my, you know, he's he my number 4 pound for pound? Or actually, I think he's number 3. Didn't I move down Usyk and everybody got a bit pissed off about it? But no, Haney's definitely in my top 5, along with Bam Rodriguez after his wonderful performance last week. He wasn't great on the undercard of Canelo Triple G3, which I was at in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And, you know, I mean, I really loved their fight. I knew it was their last swan song and they were just going through the motions. But I felt very privileged to be there. However, Bam Rodriguez was on the rise, and it didn't quite rise to the occasion that evening. But anyway, we're going back
Coaches.
to training. Yeah. I'm just going to, who's Costa Tszyu's coach? There you go. Let's nominate him. Or Tim Tszyu's coach even. Is it Costa?
No, I think it's I think the way this is panning out, we're looking at Bomac, Davison, and Andy Lee. They seem to be the 3 that have had.
But isn't there another US one now?
A solid year, though, haven't they? If you know what I mean.
There's another US one. One of the boys.
Chris just wanted to put his oar in. Come on, Nini, to give Eubank for performance in the rematch. I ain't having excuses for Smith.
No, I'm saying Smith was shit. That's the reason he lost. Eubank didn't win per se. You know.
Well, like we always say, you can only beat who's in front of you, can't you? And
Yeah.
that's the Smith that turned up, and that's the Smith that got beat. But
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not
coach-wise,
nominating someone for Fight of the Year for beating an overweight, untrained fighter. Otherwise, we might as well nominate that MMA guy for beating freaking Fury.
this is it. But coach-wise, I think we're all kind of sat there. Let us know in the comments how you're seeing this one.
Yeah, are we missing out anyone obvious that we should be saying? And again, you can split it up into UK and Ireland and international. You know,
Yeah.
So
whatever seems to
then,
work.
And then the overall one, you know, who ultimately it is. Like I can see a lot of people going for Bomac. I can see a lot of people going for Andy Lee, and then other people will go for random people, and that's cool too. But yeah, I'm trying to see. Was there anyone else nominated there in the?
No, there was only Virgil.
Virgil Hunter.
Yeah.
He was
so
nominated.
as I say, there's a real mixed bag.
Yeah. So drop them in the comments. We'll be watching Arsenal hopefully beat West Ham and return back to the top of the table for New Year's. And we'll see you when's the next nomination and what is it?
I believe we could be doing tomorrow. But we will see. We'll see what's going on. Award number 3 coming soon.
Yeah, but what is award number 3?
Well, we were going to figure that
out. Prospect of the year?
Fighter of the year.
Fighter of the year is tomorrow. And yes, you can nominate Bud Crawford, but he's not going to win.
Well, each to their own on this one. We'll see who puts in the comments. We'll go with it. Everyone gets.
Was Fighter of the year not last night?
No.
What was last night?
Last night was. Oh no, you're testing me now. Well, you've stumped me.
Because I was going mad for
upset of the year.
We didn't do. Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, it was upset. So tomorrow's fighter.
Yeah, upset of the year, fighter of the year tomorrow. So let us know in the comments for coach of the year.
All the Crawford fanboys on one side, and all the Inoue, you know, appreciations of beauty and talent on this side.
Well, I think that's unfair, isn't it? Let's be honest.
And all the Fury fanboys can go fuck themselves because he embarrassed boxing that night.
Well, he only had one fight as well, where these guys have been trying to get in as much as they can, haven't they? So let's see who comes up. But coach of the year in the comments. Hit the subscribe button as well. Check out the rest of the content.
We made the joke about National Express and Easy Bus and all them, so don't make it again. Don't make it in the comments.
On that note, Ender, thank you very much.
Have a bit of this.
And we'll have some of this.
Have it.